My name is Albert Nino Tedowuna. I'm an artist. I work with different mediums. And depending on the medium, it helps me in my narrative. I use mediums that have voices in them. What I'm doing in the Evolution of Science art exhibition is on Ebola. I'm doing installation for the exhibition. My key concept and my main focus is on the structure of the Ebola virus. And the reason why I'm choosing the structure of the Ebola virus is that as a scientist I was researching on when I was working on the Ebola stated that finding the structure or being able to get the structure of the Ebola helps to fight it. So if they are not able to get the structure of how the Ebola is, they cannot fight it. So using the structure or how the structure is gives me the voice that at least is being fought to a point. So I'm sketching the structure of the Ebola virus, how the virus moves, and even the virus is one straight line and moves. When you really check the virus, it goes round, then curves back. But in my case, I've fused all of them together. Kind of you are watching it from the top, and all of them is one, not one passing under, because the virus goes, then there's a portion that goes up like a tunnel. But mine, everything is just coming down. So I'm just taking the path and the structure of the Ebola virus, making you have something like a junction. So you get to a point where you can turn left or right, or you can keep going forward. So those junctions also helps and makes it more interactive for my audience. I'm also sketching the crosses I'm going to use. I'm using these crosses, as I said, because when the times of the Ebola, they had mass burials, and many of the people, when they were buried, there were white wooden crosses on them. So you could see more white wooden crosses arranged in. Sometimes they are in order because it was a mass burial, and they were painted white. So I feel it helps in my narrative, because that white wooden cross meant something. They could have just buried the people without anything. So I'm appropriating that idea and bringing it into the space. So when all my crosses are arranged 132, you should see white, 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 white. So even from afar, you should be able to see the Ebola virus drawn with these crosses. I'm getting a carpenter to help me with the wooden crosses, and with a 1 foot, it should be 1 foot high, but because of the base, it's going to increase it a little above, like about 2 inches plus the 1 foot. So 1 foot 2 inches, and I want it to be firm. I want it to be strong, and the base is going to give 4 legs. It's going to give a 4 leg. So it's going to have a kind of a joint where he takes off some portion, so that when he joins it, it will be very firm. And he's probably will glue it and nail it to give it more support, because as I'm going to arrange more, because of the wind and things, it needs to be more strong and firm, so that we can even keep it for a longer time. After the carpenter is done, I bring it to my studio and paint the crosses, the wooden crosses. I paint it with white, and after painting it, then I put the gloves that kind of what the paramedics were using. I put it on it, and the reason I put it on it is that in the time when the paramedics were helping, after their work, they wash their gloves with disinfectants, then hang them just to dry. It signifies like they finish work. Their work has ended for the day. So I'm also applying that thing, that they finish work. The paramedics who have got infected and help, they finish their work. So After I finish, then I arrange them to take the the structure of the Ebola virus. Then I bring, for those who died and I wanted to memorialize, I have a poster, kind of a obituary for them. And this obituary has their name, their age, and the time they died, the date in which they died. And it's handwritten poster with I'm trying to sketch their their image, but in those times their posters were done handwritten because these people, like say Liberia and Liberia, they are a poor community, they're poor communities, and they didn't have time because of the epidemic. They didn't have time to do organized posters, just handwritten to signify that this person was dead. On the day of the exhibition, I'm going to arrange my wooden crosses with the handwritten posters to take the structure of the Ebola virus. And I'm expecting my audience to interact with the wooden crosses. And the reason why I made it short, that's the 1 foot, I want them to stop at a point and even go down. So they are going down, to me, is like paying homage or respect to these people who like they helped fight the Ebola. So it's short, so you have to go down, you have to bend to look at what is there, and whatever you are looking there is also accurate information which you can take home. So it's both learning and paying respect and learning from just clearing some misconceptions about the Ebola virus and what it did. My name is Albert Ninote Dowona, and I'm an artist, and I urge you all to come to the Evolution of Science Art exhibition.